This week I am traveling for work and I'm heading to Charlotte, North Carolina for a conference, and I'm here to show you how I'm going to try to keep my packing down to a minimum, what I would pack just for a week of clothing, but also still have enough for certain contingencies and what my thought process is for everything for this work trip. One thing to note is most of these work trips are business casual, and so I'm not worried about taking a blazer this time personally. I still might last minute depending on how everything fits in my backpack, because I am going to attempt to do this solely with a backpack. And I also have a nice black cardigan sweater that looks, blazery, or at least like a completer piece. So that's also an option, and it does pack a little bit better for travel because, it's a sweater, so way harder to wrinkle than a blazer. Let me show you everything I have laid out. Obviously my computer, and I will put my other computer in there, but I'm doing some editing today, so I'm on the fence if I'm going to take my vlogging camera, my nicer camera, mouse, extra charging cords, and things like that. I will bring one magazine. It's from my old stash. I've been going through all of my old magazines and getting some use out of them, so I think that'll be good to have either for the plane or if I'm just trying to waste time at the hotel at any point. These I'll probably carry on my person. I may also bring a tote bag largely for crocheting, but then I can also put some of this stuff in here, so that might give me a little bit more room, but I really do want to try to keep it just at my backpack. And of course I could wear this and, stick my wallet in there or into the backpack. I have my eyeglasses case, which I did fill. I'm trying to use up as much space as possible. I do like these energy drink packets that are kind of like Crystal Light energies. Even though I'm cutting down on caffeine, travel can be a little bit harder. And I also overpack these because it never fails. Someone else on the trip, whether it's a colleague, another conference goer, those have been appreciated and used for the most part. I'm going to take my electric shaver, even though it's not my favorite, but in case I need a touch up, because I will be showering tonight, straightening my hair, all that fun stuff. Because a lot of my cosmetics are in the liquids, and we'll go through that here in a second, I'm also using my makeup bag and, again, storing as much as humanly possible that I might need. My hands tend to get cold a lot, so those are coming, and I wasn't motivated enough to find the matching opposites. Some standard stuff like some Aleve, a scrunchie, powder, all this good stuff, the makeup sponge. There is a neutral palette down there from ColourPop, so not one of my most expensive ones, but a good one to have. My keys, I just stripped down to my car key and my home and garage key. I took off my parents' keys because I don't need them while I'm traveling. So just 2 pairs of socks, and I'm only bringing socks because I did sign my boss and I up for a, the Charlotte Haunted Walking Tour. So that is adding a little bit to my packing, because otherwise I wouldn't bring socks or tennis shoes for that matter, probably. But it seemed like a really fun thing. I've never been on a haunted tour, so I'm kind of excited about that. This is where I will always go overboard, especially going to a warmer state. It's been so warm in Ohio. Someone needs to turn down the heat already. I super hate getting sweaty in certain spots, and I own an excess pair of underwear for home to change whenever you know which creases and folds get sweaty and you want fresh underwear. So I do overpack on that, but obviously roll them super tight. They'll be fine and smushed in there. I'm only taking my wet brush. It does a good enough job for other brushing. I'm going to grab a headband in case I have a super bad hair day. And so let's go through the liquids. I am taking my allergy spray. I'm not taking my chances. Just some foundation, lip gloss, mascara, my perfume, which I don't need to take, but I wanted to. I'm in the middle of testing these for a potential brand deal. I know they may get confiscated, but I'm going to try it so that I can keep testing those out and let you know how they go. For toothpaste, whenever my toothpaste gets super low, I do save it just for the purpose of travel, and then just, a strip each of my contacts. So nothing crazy, but since they have to be in the quart bag, I went ahead and stored. I'll neaten this up in a little bit. Oh, and of course, actually this can go with my electronics so I don't lose my mind. So I do like to take a nice base that has multiples and especially the fast charge. So I'll put that in there now before I forget. I like my corduroy leggings that look like legit corduroys, but they also pack nicely. These Torrid bottoms, I don't know if they're possible to wrinkle, so obviously they're going. Hi, Queso. He would like to. I just washed and dried these so they're nice and warm and smell nice, so of course he loves them. I'm only taking 2 shirts because obviously I'm wearing a shirt and a pair of pants for travel. This is a nicer jean, like the type of jean that could pass off as dressy. So, and these can get reworn the last day as well with this, because no one's going to remember the day that I arrived. So, duh. So that's how I'm going to stretch 4 days of conference into this. Out of 3 outfits, I think it's going to work. Aww, I think you know something's up. All right. Let's keep moving on. As you can see, I did roll everything for the purpose of space saving. I did decide to bring 1 pair of capris just in case one of the evening activities, in particular the haunted walking tour, is toasty. Some capri leggings for, you know, just bumming around at the hotel room. And I very specifically chose these because, I'm going to undo some of this. I very specifically chose both of these pairs because, as you can see on the inner thighs, they are on their last leg. I've also done this with socks and underwear, is I will pack ones that are not in the best shape, because guess what's going to get tossed at the hotel room? I'm willing to do that, and it saves space, and if I get a souvenir, it'll open up space for a souvenir. Again, one just kind of casual beat around shirt, and then of course, you know, Hello Kitty skeleton for the haunted walking tour, and also one of my casual evening ones. And I will take 1 extra bra just in case one gets sweaty and I need to hand wash it and, you know, hang it in the hotel bathroom, but those are actually currently drying in my bathroom. So I'll wear my nude one with my pink shirt, and then the black one will just get packed, and that's fine. I know this is aggressive for a 4-day trip when you're like, well, I should have 2 outfits, a dressy and a casual one for each of the days. I'm willing to rewear them. It's just not even a whole week. It also helps to check what the amenities at your hotel is. Some hotel chains have free, like, just you do your own laundry. I mean, you might have to pay $1 or something for, you know, detergent and a dryer sheet or whatever. But those are things to look ahead for. Some of them also have laundry service. On a 4-day trip, it gets a little sketchy as to whether you'll have time for it to cycle through their laundry and get it back to you before you check out. So that first day is when I would know immediately, do I need to have something run through either myself or through the laundry service? Obviously, that's something that I would have to pay for. The company wouldn't pay for that because I'm packing so light. If I get super sweaty on the plane or anything like that, and I don't think that I can hand wash and get these dried well in time, that's when I'm going to know immediately, go ahead and run it through. Obviously, the underwear, I'm not even going to take my chances on, just have extras. I am not taking a plastic bag for the dirty stuff. I usually use one of those extra little trash bags from the hotel room once you get there, just to collect some of the, like, icky, dirty stuff. That's worked out totally fine so far. For shoes, I only am bringing these because of the walking tour. Otherwise, I would only bring these 2. That is it. So obviously I'm going to want, you know, just hanging around the hotel stuff, or, you know, going up and down getting ice. And then since these 2 will pack down the nicest at the bottom of my backpack, those are getting packed. This is what I'll wear to the airport. And then I'll just make sure they are tied loosely enough that they're easy to slip off and back on while I'm going through the TSA check. And even though I have TSA pre-check, I don't even bother with that anymore, because apparently after 2020, everybody decided to do it, and those lines tend to be longer, at least what I've noticed lately. So, and my flight is actually at a slightly unconventional time, which I did on purpose. So I should be able to go ahead and have enough time to get through comfortably and still have time to, you know, sit and relax a little bit before I actually, you know, need to get to the gate. Because it's Cleveland. It's not a small airport, but it's not massive. I'm not super worried about having to get from, you know, pre-check to the other side of a concourse. I don't have any layovers, so that's super helpful. I don't have to really plan too much for that. Yeah. So that's literally all I'm taking with me. I'm not bringing my iPad this time. Every time I take my iPad with like, oh, at least I'll have games and stuff, I barely touch it. Even though I don't normally use my phone as an alarm, when I travel, I do use it. Wow, that was like super fast. And of course, my bed is not made right now because I'm washing my sheets, because it's nice to go to bed in nice clean sheets before you travel. And then, you know, they're still basically clean when you come home. So it's nice to come home to freshly washed sheets that you've really only slept in like not even a full night's sleep, because you know you don't sleep that well, and then you have to get up early anyway, even though I don't have a super early flight. It's like 8:15, so, but I still need to get to the parking place by like 6:15, so I should probably leave here by like 5:30 at the latest. I got myself all worked up, plus it's also getting warmer again outside. Again, it's Ohio. We need to turn down the heat and enjoy some fall already, because it is officially fall. I think it's officially fall today. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. One thing I didn't touch on was the dry shampoo. I did double check on the TSA website. This does not constitute as a liquid. That's why it's not in there. Sometimes I can get away with straightening my hair right before I travel, and it's fine for the week. My hair's been a little bit greasier lately. I mean, everything's been greasier lately. Because, you know, new stage of life, I guess. For toiletries, I use the stuff at the hotel. It's one day. It's, you know, I'm likely only going to wash my hair maybe once the whole time, maybe not at all. It just depends. And it's just really going to depend on how much room I have once I put everything in my backpack, which straightening appliance I take with me, because I have my favorite that goes super, super fast. And then I have another one that's still pretty good, but it's a little bit slimmer and easier to pack. So it really just totally depends. And no, I didn't get a new backpack. Hi, my name is Holly. I'm a classic overthinker, and so I still haven't made a full decision. I also thought, you know, one last trip with my tried and true trusty backpack. Why not? So, and then it'll kind of be, you know, it's swan song, and then again, it'll just get retired into just keeping emergency supplies in the back hatch of my vehicles. I think that was a good compromise for this time around. I ultimately decided with taking 2 computers, it was worthwhile to at least just take my computer bag, and that will be my personal bag while I'm traveling. So much for trying to keep it to a backpack, but I think it's fine, and it makes sense because also, you know, my power bank and everything. I did decide, because I do have a really good camera quality on the Samsung, this is not going to go with me. It's just one thing I don't need. And in this bag, there is enough room to pack a small project or 2 to take along with me in case I have some knitting time, or if I don't get motion sickness and I feel like actually, you know, knitting or crocheting on the plane. It is a total crapshoot if I get motion sickness. It's not a common thing, but usually if like the flight is too warm, that's when I get motion sickness, and then knitting and crocheting is not going to help. It's going to make it worse, actually. So it's just, I feel like every time I don't take knitting or crocheting, I regret it. And every time I do take it, I don't use it anyway, but the lesson is just take it just in case. One other totally random thing, I don't know if you noticed or not, I do at least take $100 in cash. I think I have a little bit more than that. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I didn't put it in my wallet. I actually put it in my makeup bag. And my logic is that if there's going to be a pickpocket, they're not going to think to go into a makeup bag. So I'm just exercising a little bit of precaution on that one. Super extra last minute. My headphones were in my backpack, so that's why I kind of forgot to mention those. A nail file, and my oldest one that I'm willing to toss again at the hotel when I'm done using it if I need it for any snags or anything. And I did decide I'm going to just wear my blazer to the airport because it's going to be pretty chilly in the morning, and sometimes a plane is chilly or conference rooms are chilly, so at least I'll have that if nothing else. I also feel like I might be in a really good spot now because I've spent the afternoon working on, you know, YouTube stuff for both channels actually. I might be in a good enough spot that I can leave my computer at home and then, you know, just manage emails or anything that come in and comments from my phone. I'm curious to hear what you thought of everything I'm packing, all of my logic, and how you pack, if you think I underpacked or overpacked, or what you would do different, or if there's anything you think I missed, or any other travel tips and tricks down in the comments, and let's just help each other out. That's what I love about this community. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you when I get back.